We finally made it to day 5 here Friday at the Big Atlantic Classic, and that obviously means boys AAA action. I'm here at Fletcher Arrett Stadium, where tonight the 5-4 Summers County Bobcats are coming in to take on the 6-3 Fayetteville Pirates, and I think that this is a must-win for both teams. But here on the Stonehaven course at Glade Springs, these are referred to as waste bunkers. They're made up of black crushed limestone. And if you get stuck in one of these, your round could get a lot more difficult. Yeah, but redemption isn't easy to get when you go out to Wyoming East High School, especially playing on the road like that. Wow, what a game. The AA state championship is officially in the books. This was the last Friday night football. Today we're going to begin our hole-by-hole preview with a look at hole number 1. And Jamie, hole number 1, always very scary, getting off the tee box. We're going to kick things off with our Crossroads Chevrolet game of the week between the 8-1 James Monroe Mavericks and the 9-0 Bluefield Beavers. Well, I'm sure you've had this date marked down on your calendar for quite a while, but it's National Hot Dog Day. That's right, I'm here at Mitchell Stadium for the game that I've had circled on my calendar all season. When the day started out, the players were trying to dodge raindrops and hoping to stay optimistic about the weather. The Greenbrier Classic Pro-Am actually ran into an hour-long delay. The high school football regular season comes to an end tomorrow night, but one local team, they're not going to be taking the field. They are already 10-0. Right up here on this ridge, ground has just been broken on a brand new golf course here in White Sulphur Springs. But on the property just below it, Oakhurst Links is a 9-hole course. The oldest organized American golf course was established in 1884. The fun isn't over yet. Class AAA and Class Single A will take place tomorrow, 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock here at Wheeling Island Stadium. Yeah, I don't know if it's as good as the one that happened tonight in Bluefield, but still, let's head to Mitchell Stadium, the Graham G-Men hosting Richlands. Hey guys, it has been a long soccer season, but we have finally made it to the regional championship. Well, today was day 2 of the New Orleans Saints 2016 training camp, and weather conditions from last night actually caused a change of venue. Most golfers believe that the real money is made right here on the green. But Lee Trevino says the real winners get the job done right here on the tee box. The Wyoming East-West Side rivalry goes far beyond this game. The rivalry wasn't even originally between these two schools, but tonight we'll take you beyond the highlights and get a look at the Wyoming County basketball rivalry. The Wyoming East versus West Side rivalry needs no introduction.
A lot of times you don't have enough room in the gym to fill all the people in here, so, you know, it's just a great experience for basketball.
When it comes to basketball in Wyoming County, you're either a renegade or you're a warrior.
What we have more than anything, I think, that makes the rivalry great is a lot of heart in our county, a lot of pride in the county, and when you look at East or West.
Originally, the county was broken into the West Side or the East Side, featuring 4 schools, Oceana and Baileysville in the west, Pineville and Mullins in the east. From those rivalries came some of the biggest names to ever come out of southern West Virginia.
Herbie Brooks played for Mullins back when I played at Baileysville. And of course, Herbie went on to play at WVU.
Wake up! Grab the ball! Grab the daggone ball!
Herbie, that little floater in the lane, I still see nightmares of that.
The rivalry continues with a new generation of players and fans that know exactly what it means to be from Wyoming County.
Well, it's just Wyoming County basketball. It doesn't matter what the teams are like, good, bad. They're going to play hard. They're going to bring out all the people. It's just a love for basketball in this county.
The WVU men's basketball team hit the road today for a top 25 battle with the UVA Cavaliers. The Mountaineers sitting at 5-1 following a win over Manhattan in Morgantown on Monday. This would be their first top 25 opponent of the season. First half, the Mountaineers, they're moving the ball around. Adrian passes to Javon Carter, being guarded by London Perantis, and Carter knocks down the jumper. He would finish with a team-high 11 points. Tariq Phillip up top, he passes to Adrian. Adrian looking to pass, he finds Daxter Miles cutting to the basket for 2. Later, it's Tavon Myers now. He drives and kicks it out to Daxter Miles again, this time from long range. The Mountaineers would go on to upset the Cavaliers on the road 66-57. Next up for Bob Huggins and the crew, they will meet Western Carolina on Wednesday in Morgantown. Brian has tackled everything life has to throw at him, and trust me, he's just one of those kids that you can't keep down. Brian Kennedy was born without his right arm, but that's never stopped him from chasing his dreams.
We went to Charleston and they told us that he wouldn't be able to crawl like a normal kid. He wouldn't be able to do a lot of things a normal kid would. And I told my husband, I said, I'm not letting these clowns hold him back.
They encouraged Brian to pursue all of his favorite activities, but Brian always wanted to play football like his friends.
Free ticket to hit me if I get in trouble for it.
When Brian entered 8th grade, he decided to do something about it. It was a decision that would later save his life.
He went behind our back last year and signed up for it and made the football team and come home and told us, well, there ain't nothing you can do about it now.
So Brian spent his 8th grade year playing at Oceana Middle School under Coach Herbie Halsey.
Brian's a great kid, a lot of spunk, and a lot of desire, and he's just one of those kids you can't keep down.
Earlier this year, Brian continued playing, now for the Westside Renegades, again under head coach Herbie Halsey. But a few weeks into the season, Brian ran into some more complications.
He got hurt in practice. He didn't tell anybody about it, and I think he began to spit up some blood.
Now I got nailed by a whole defense and coughing up blood and stuff. And the only one I noticed was Tanner Workman. And he asked me if I was all right. I said, yeah, I'm good.
I said, well, why didn't you come and tell me? He said, well, I know how you and Daddy are. You will take me off the team. And I said, yeah. I said, I would have took you off if I know, this is what was going to happen.
A week later, doctors found a small mass between Brian's colon and appendix. It was cancer.
The doctor told us, well, this is a good thing. I said, well, how do you get that? He said, well, when he got hit, it twisted him, and it caused the mass to be inflamed. That's what made it come up on the MRI so good.
Throughout the whole process, Brian found out what being a part of a team really meant. The Renegades carried his jersey onto the field during every game that he missed during his treatments, and Kim says the support was overwhelming.
Oh, I cried, I'm telling you. I said, that is the sweetest I've ever seen anybody do. And I wrote them boys and I told him, I said, God has blessed you boys with a good heart.
Brian, now cancer-free, will spend the rest of the season on the sidelines with his teammates. But he told me he can't wait to join his brothers on the field next season.
You grow a brotherhood out of football. I got a lot of good friends out of it from last year. I'm gaining more now.
From going behind his parents' back to having a new family, Kim says she has a new appreciation for the game.
He kept telling me, Mommy, I really love my team. I said, you do? He said, yeah. He said, them boys over there, he said, they're crazy. He said, I really like them. I said, well, it's a good thing. I said, they don't treat you different, do they? He said, no, they treat me the same.
Right up here on this ridge, ground has just been broken on a brand new golf course here in White Sulphur Springs. But on the property just below it, Oakhurst Links is a 9-hole course. The oldest organized American golf course was established in 1884. On Tuesday, Tim and I took a trip back in time to the 1800s to play this historic course. Over 120 years ago, a guy named Russell Montague buys this land to get away from the city life on the Atlantic coast. He's then approached by a neighbor, George Grant, who proposes the design of a golf course on Montague's land for a group of friends to play together.
It's the first place that they actually designed a golf course. There really hadn't been a designed golf course before that, 9 holes. So they design a course, they play it on a regular basis, they have a competition. And then, as I say, it kind of dies away, which is the reason most people never heard of Oakhurst.
Today, Oakhurst Links keeps the traditions alive by playing the game with hickory clubs, proper golf attire, and sand tee boxes, making the game much different than today's play.
So as you see, you have 2 buckets on each hole. You got a bucket of water, a bucket of sand. Back then, they would just pour some of the water into the sand here, just to get it wet. And then we're just using some of that wet sand to make a little tee. We're not here building sand castles.
Now, Tim and I, of course, won't admit what we shot out there, but the trip through time made for an awesome experience. The course is now closed for the season, but for all golf enthusiasts, next year the course will be open again to all hotel guests. The brand new course, which is being designed by some of golf's greatest players, is scheduled to be complete in the fall of 2016 and will be operated by the Greenbrier Sporting Club. Reporting in Greenbrier County, Brandon VanSickel, 59 News.